Hi, welcome to Made to Heal with Angela Brown. I am going to talk about the 5 Ds. Just briefly, yesterday or last video, I talked about doubt, how Satan has his tools and he uses the 5 Ds against us so that we will fall. And so doubt was yesterday, and today I'm going to talk about two. They're a little, they're just as important, but they don't take as long to describe. So I'm going to talk about distort and discourage. So one of Satan's lies is he likes to take truths that we know to be true, and then he likes to twist it and you know, throw in a truth and a couple faults so that we feel like we're on the right track when in reality we're not on the right track. So to give you an example, we might feel that we are justified in doing something because we're really angry. He lets us know that do what we want. That's a big lie of Satan's is, you know what? Do whatever makes you feel good. Do what you want. Satan wants you to have a self-led life because he knows that a self-led life leads to destruction and misery in the end. So, he'll throw in some truths like, hey, this is good, but and then he'll throw in that lie. So it warns us all the time in the scriptures where it talks about good will be made evil and evil will be made to look good. So it's all the time, all around us. And self-gratification is a number one tool that he uses because he likes to put in people's minds, this is your life, do what you want. Self-led life again. God-led is not as easy. It tends to be a little harder, but I promise you, I've been on both spectrums, and when we are living a God-led life, it is a lot easier in the end, and definitely a lot more joy comes out of it. So with that when he distorts the truth, when he distorts things, we see this distortion going on. And when we have truths that are distorted, we make decisions based off of these distortions. And then that leads to discouragement. We get discouraged. And when we are discouraged, what happens to you when you get discouraged? Um, it's easy to feel. It's when we get discouraged, we want to give up. We want to give up the fight. And then when we're discouraged, we turn to self-destructive habits, ways, and we throw our hands in the air and say, what's the use? I'm never going to be good enough, or I'm never going to get to where I've always wanted to be. And it's an easy thing to trap. It's a trap. It's a trap to fall into so that we are stuck and there's no progression. When you are discouraged, it's really hard to move forward. And so those are just the tools. And these D's, I'm gonna introduce the next couple D's tomorrow. But so far, I've introduced doubt and discouragement and distortion. So these are the 3 Ds that I read about in John uh, Gordon's book called The Garden. It is such a good read. It's a quick read, but you know, when we learn something, it's important to uh, take it in, right? Take in what we're reading and what we're learning and apply it. Uh, Same with God's word. Instead of just being a hearer, be a doer also. Apply those words and prove God herewith, right? I think he says that a lot in the scriptures. Prove me now herewith with all these tools that I've been giving you, all these things. Trust, and replace all those doubts with positive things, with knowledge, with truth. Replace all the lies with truth and take those distortions. So in the same thing, if something is distorted, like a good one, I think an easy trap for moms to fall into, because I fall in that category, and it's really easy to lose patience. And I think I fall into the trap. It's okay to let the kids know you're upset, and let them have it. And instead of taking that time and having it God led, saying, okay, God, yeah, I'm really frustrated with this right now. How can I connect with them? How can I bring your peace into this? How can I do this with love and help? All answers, all the answers lie within God's love. Love is the answer to everything. Um, it truly is. I've said it in previous videos and I'm going to say it here, but love the Lord, thy God, with all thy heart, might, mind, and strength. That is the first commandment. And then the second commandment is like that. It's to love your neighbor as you love yourself. And how many of us are walking around beating ourselves up and not saying good things in our minds, not giving us good, kind talk, and we're slowly destroying and beating and tearing ourselves down? Well, if we are doing that, we can't in turn around and go love our neighbor and serve our neighbor. So it's so important to start with loving God, start that connection with God, have that relationship with Him, trust Him, and uh, follow your purpose, follow what He planted into your heart long ago. We all have our mission and purpose, and it's all deep within. And if you don't know it, you can find it. It's there, it's been with you all along. So just connecting with God and learning to love God and have a God-led life. And then when we learn to love God, God shows us how to love ourselves. He shows us by, self-love is every decision we make that's in line with God. That is self-love, because it's happiness. All these decisions that are aligned with God's truths turn into a joyous life. And then in turn, we are able to fill our buckets, fill our souls with this love of God, and we know our purpose and why we're here and our mission, and we know our identity clearly. We have more clarity brought to us, and when we have that, that builds confidence in us, and we are able to move forward in faith, and we're able to move forward in love, which means we have this self-love for ourselves, and in turn we can go share that love with our children, our family, our spouses, our neighbors. And it's so important that we get this whole love thing down. The more books that I read, because my choice of books that I read is messages of love, messages of hope. How can I better myself so that I can help others around me, but focus on me, because the changes that we really truly need to make are within. And the only person on this planet that we can ever change is ourselves. And so when we are focused on ourselves and the changes we can make to make us become whole spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically, when we are focused on that, then we change our world around us. And it's not an overnight thing. It's not an overnight success story. It's not a few months. It's not a few years. It is a lifelong process. So just remember that when you are working on you to become the best version that God intended you to become, that is self-love. It's not selfish to take the time out to connect your heart and mind. Satan wants to say, wants you to feel guilty that you're doing things that will better you spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically, by saying, oh, well, I should be doing this with my family, or I should be doing this for my family, I should be doing this, I should be, should have. He likes to should on everybody, and then we should on ourselves, and it just leads to shame and guilt and not a life where we can move. And then we get discouraged because we beat on ourselves. And so it's so important that we take that doubt out, and we call out those distortions that are coming our way, those half truths, and packaged with, it's like all these little lies compiled into this gift box with some truths in it, and then we take part in that, and it just is not going to lead to a pretty road, because that is how Satan is a really good deceiver. He knows how to get to you. We are all different. We all have our different things, and he knows you, and he knows ways to get to you. So that's why it's important to be armored with God's love, and shielded with the tools that God has given us to shield ourselves with. So when we see these distortions, and hey, just it's okay to act like this because you deserve to let him have it. You're really upset, but that's not God's ways. That's really not God's ways. And so when we get these distorted, we're basing our decisions off of these distortions. That's where we come in and make our mistakes. We make mistakes, or we let life get the best of us, and we feel down, and we feel downtrodden and not wanting to go forward. But it is times like this to where when we use the tools, we use truths to combat all of these things, and we stick with the truths, and we stick with a God-led life, and it will help this discouragement go away. So just know that you're not going to do life perfectly. There are going to be mistakes. It's a lifelong learning process. And when we get discouraged, a lot of people want to just have this give up attitude. I did. I mean, 10 plus years ago, when I would get discouraged, I'd say, well, what's the use? Throw my hand in the air, and that's it. Done trying. Because where did that get me? Well, guess what? That's exactly where Satan wants you. So the thing that we can do when we get discouraged is to keep moving forward, to let him know that the power that you have within is stronger any day than his lies and the messages he's sending you all the time. So really, it's going forward with faith and focusing on the truths and combating every problem, knowing that you have God within you on your side to fight your battles. He's Almighty God. He has, if you look at all the history and all the stories in the Bibles and all the the messages that are in the scriptures, his help will help you win any battle. He is the strongest, the most knowledgeable, and he knows not only your ways, but the ways of your enemies, and he knows how to keep you fortified to withstand the attacks that are coming at you all the time. So go ahead, like and subscribe this channel. Just remember to focus on these 3Ds that I've gone over. I'm going to go over another one or two tomorrow, the next video. So just remember to kick out all doubt and call out the distortions, things that are being distorted. Remember, distortion is just nothing but good being called evil and evil being called good. And what are some things that you can do to switch up your life to be more in alignment with God and his truths so that you can really share your light and help others move forward? And discouragement. How can you take those times of discouragement, and what can you do when you're sitting in discouragement? It's really easy to let the world get you down, but discouragement is easily combated by remembering your identity and your purpose and holding the course and recognizing that God is on your side to succeed, and he, like any other loving parent, wants to see you succeed. And it's part of the test. It's part of to see how you handle things. And so don't give up the fight. Put in this fight, and it's something that's ongoing. This battle, this unseen battle that's going on. It's going on continuously, So you never have, oh, hey, I was discouraged yesterday and I overcame that. And now I'm not discouraged anymore and I'm good. I've got that down. No, Satan's going to throw another blow to where you feel super discouraged, whether it's financial health or spiritual or your thoughts that are running amok that aren't helping you. And so just remember that you have the power within to combat those and really shield up with the breastplate of righteousness, shield up with, um, you know, in Ephesians, it talks about the helmet, it talks about the breastplate, it talks about girding our loins, and it's just literally being ready to face those unseen battles head on. And so that's my message. Please like and subscribe to my channel. And until next time, God bless. Bye.